Today we will study which one is the better genetic material, that is DNA or RNA.
Welcome both of you. I'm built to last. Sorry I'm late. Stability is key here.
A molecule that can act as a genetic material must fulfill the following criteria. 1. It should be able to generate its replication. 2. It should chemically and structurally be stable. 3. It should provide the scope for slow changes mutation that are required for evolution. 4. It should be able to express itself in the form of Mendelian characters. On the basis of these features, we will evaluate DNA and RNA and find out which is better candidate to qualify as genetic material. Can DNA and RNA both make their own copies? The answer is yes. Let's compare them. On the left is DNA, double-stranded DNA. During replication, the two DNA strands separate. Each original strand acts as a template. Free DNA nucleotides then pair with the exposed bases according to complementary base pairing. A pairs with T and G pairs with C. The result: two DNA molecules are formed from one parent DNA molecule. So DNA can generate its own replica. Now look at the right side. This is RNA, single-stranded RNA. RNA can also generate a complementary RNA copy in systems where RNA replication occurs, such as RNA viruses. Here, complementary RNA nucleotides pair with the RNA template. Remember the important difference. In RNA, A pairs with U while G pairs with C. A new RNA strand is then produced. So both DNA and RNA have the ability to generate replicas. One of the most important qualities of genetic material is stability. And interestingly, we got an early clue about this from Griffith's transforming principle. In Griffith's experiment, the disease-causing S strain bacteria were killed by heat. But when these heat-killed S bacteria were mixed with living R strain bacteria, the R strain bacteria were transformed into living S-type bacteria. This told scientists something very important. Even though heat killed the bacteria, some substance carrying genetic information had survived the heat treatment. That substance was later identified as DNA. Now let's understand why DNA is so stable. DNA consists of two complementary strands. The bases pair specifically, adenine pairs with thymine and guanine pairs with cytosine. When DNA is heated under appropriate conditions, the two strands can separate. But importantly, the strands themselves are not necessarily destroyed. When suitable conditions are restored, the complementary strands can come together again. This ability of complementary DNA strands to reassociate demonstrates the remarkable structural stability of DNA. There is one more important reason why DNA is more stable than RNA. In DNA, the nitrogenous base thymine is present instead of uracil, which is found in RNA. This replacement of uracil by thymine provides DNA with an additional stability advantage. So remember, DNA contains thymine while RNA contains uracil. And the presence of thymine contributes to the greater stability of DNA. Therefore, thymine is another important feature that helps make DNA a more stable molecule for long-term storage of genetic information. Now let's look at RNA. First, it's single-stranded, which makes it less stable. Further, RNA contains a 2'OH group, or 2OH group on its ribose sugar. This 2OH group is chemically reactive. Because of this reactive group, RNA is more labile and can be more easily degraded, particularly under alkaline conditions. RNA can also act as a catalyst in some biological reactions. Therefore, when we compare the two, DNA is chemically less reactive and structurally more stable than RNA. And that makes DNA much better suited for the long-term storage of genetic information. Remember this for your exam. DNA less reactive, more stable. RNA more reactive, more labile. So when it comes to storing genetic information for generations, DNA is the more reliable long-term storage molecule. Can both DNA and RNA mutate? Absolutely, both can undergo mutations, which are changes in their nucleotide sequences. But RNA is generally less stable than DNA, and many RNA replicating systems have lower replication accuracy. Therefore, RNA often mutates faster than DNA. This is especially important in many RNA viruses. Their high mutation rate and short generation time allow them to produce genetic variations quickly. So remember, both DNA and RNA can mutate, but RNA often mutates faster, contributing to rapid evolution in many RNA viruses. Now let's understand another important difference between DNA and RNA: gene expression. DNA stores genetic information, but it does not directly participate in protein synthesis. Its information is first copied into messenger RNA or mRNA. The mRNA then carries this information to the ribosome, where protein synthesis takes place. RNA plays a much more direct role here. mRNA provides the template, tRNA brings amino acids, and rRNA forms an important part of the ribosome. So the protein synthesizing machinery has evolved around RNA. In simple terms, DNA passes information to RNA and it forms proteins. Therefore, RNA can directly participate in the expression of genetic information, while DNA depends on RNA to communicate its information to the protein synthesizing machinery. Both DNA and RNA can function as genetic material. However, DNA is more stable, so it is better suited for the long-term storage of genetic information. RNA, on the other hand, is more versatile and plays a major role in the transmission and expression of genetic information. So remember, DNA is better for storing genetic information, while RNA is better suited for transmitting and expressing it. Now it's time to test your understanding. Try these important questions on DNA and RNA as genetic material. Focus especially on DNA stability, RNA mutation, gene expression, protein synthesis, and why DNA is preferred for storing genetic information. These questions are important for your CBSE and NEET preparation, so practice them carefully. And if you found this video helpful, like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more biology concepts, important questions, and exam preparation videos. Keep learning, keep practicing, and keep growing.